HGR comes to you live on a Sunday night to end the weekend and start another week. SummerSlam 499 week is upon us. There'll probably be a little less broadcasting this week just because of that issue. Well, not issue, but because of that race. Bad way to say it. Because right now, Eric White leads the way in practice with just under 20 minutes to go. Carl Reynolds 7th, Kevin Tinton 3rd, James Warren 4th, Justin Johnson in 5th, and Omar Rodriguez now just posted his lap to make it 7th. Be pulling up some guys here for the interview momentarily. Matter of fact, I know the first one to pull is getting this night started off in a good note. Carl Lingle, Garrett Jenkins up here in a bit. Got a copy?
Yes, sir.
My buddy right now sitting a pretty second quickest at the moment, and that is a very shiny gold car, might I add. But But I want to ask you, what's your expectations going into tonight? What are you looking to try to get out of tonight, and what's the plan with you and Ambrose going forward?
Try to finish.
Try to finish.
Just
try to finish. That's an awesome place to start. Well, then exactly how do you plan on getting to the end? And then I want to ask, what is something that you'll expect with these Xfinity cars and how they're going to race in a pack tonight?
Let's see. First, how to get to the front. That's going to be a lot of assists by some cannabis here. I don't know. The Xfinity cars are fun though, dude.
It's gonna be easy. It's gonna be easy to pull that third lane off and on throughout the night.
Yeah, they're not. They got a nice draft to them, and they handle nice, so it should be a good race.
All right, buddy. We'll look forward to seeing it. Hopefully, we'll talk to you or Ambrose after the race is over with.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
That'd be fun, though, wouldn't it? Especially Ambrose up in here. Oh God. All right, buddy. I'll drop you on back down right now. Carl Lingle's second quickest here in practice. Appreciate your time, dude. I'm having to pull Ambrose in here now. I probably will. What's up, Jordan? How you doing, buddy? Right now, a couple other drivers rolled out onto the racetrack. About one driver. It's either he has good luck or ain't got no luck. And if I ain't mistaken, what's on that hood? I'll be damned. Finally get on the race car. How about that? Michael Wingo carrying the Raging Idiot Racing Network Chevrolet. I'm gonna get him in an interview here. On down through the field. Zachary Harry on track right now. Omar Rodriguez has rolled back out onto the racetrack. Maybe we'll try to get a better lap here. Right now, the majority of these times that you're seeing, I'm doing good, Jordan. Mainly, a lot of what these times that you're seeing are pretty much qualifying runs. Drivers trying to pretty much just practice. There's no great big pack right now for these drivers to run with. You see Wingo goes in 9th, Harry goes in 8th. Well, it's opening lap 2, so actually we'll look at Harry, follow him through here with the dashboard. Well, I see he's probably up more on speed now than what he was whenever he set that minute 56. Fastest man in practice right behind him, Eric White. Showing Canada strong tonight in that 88. Right now, Harry's has been an up and down since he started here. Has had some great runs, but also has had runs where he is yet to finish. Well, that's for several drivers tonight. We'll talk about another one. One driver, as Wingo slides into 7th. Right there, practicing the qualifying, dipping that apron. going to come up, and at the line, he should improve, definitely. He does, 6 quickest for Harry. But one driver coming into the night has the opportunity to win $120 extra. He's also a man trying to turn his luck around. That would be the 8 of Steve Sizemore. And how Steve Sizemore is in the running to win an extra $120, it's simple. About a month ago, there was a new contest, the pre-spin. So a driver gets his name put on the spin wheel. If that driver's name is landed on the wheel, they have an extra chance to win a little bit of money. How do you win the money? It's simple. Just win the race. That's all you got to do. Win the race, get a little extra money. Easier said than done, I know. For somebody like Sizemore, he's really trying to break this winless streak that he's on. And he's got a whole lot more incentive tonight to break that winless streak. You see Wingo and the 29er Freeman about coming together. But back to Sizemore, he's got extra motivation tonight. See if we can't pull up another driver real quick here. Who's not on track that we can pull up? Let's get old James Waring in here. I ain't talked to him in a while. James Waring, Garrett Jenkins up here in a bit. You got a copy, buddy?
What's going on?
Oh, not a whole lot. Not a whole lot at all, really. Right now, see, he ain't posted a lap yet from what I can see. I wanted to ask you, what are you expecting tonight? I know that, oh, you have posted a lap. I'm sorry, 7th quickest, my mistake, but you're coming into the night trying to end the bad luck like about 6 or 7 other drivers. Is tonight the night for the 13 to get the job done?
God, I freaking hope so.
I don't.
Every race I touch, it just seems to be one thing after another. But
Well,
it's got to end sometime, right?
Well, eventually you run out of things. Eventually you uncheck everything. But
Hopefully.
I want to ask you. I talked to Carl Lingle a little bit during his first interview. I want to ask you, what are you expecting the cars being at their Xfinity? What are you expecting how the cars to handle? How are you expecting the overall racing to be tonight?
Well, these cars have gotten pretty stable. We should see some good pack racing. You still have to be a little careful on the bumping. But I think we should have a good race tonight. We've been racing really good lately, and it would not shock me to go green the whole way.
Now, I want to ask you, this is because I'm pretty sure you're one of over a couple hundred that will be racing the SummerSlam 499. Am I correct before I say that?
Yes, I will be there.
Being that this is the last race before 499 week starts, how are you going to use tonight, both personally, well, not personally, but physically and mentally prepare yourself for the week that's coming up after tonight?
Main thing is getting all my settings correct. I know what I want to do. It's a matter of making it do what I want to do. So just a matter of getting everything set, all the settings correct on the wheels and pedals and computer, and making sure I got it all tuned in.
All right, buddy. We look forward to seeing how it plays out for you tonight and the rest of the week. Right now, James Waring, 10th quickest in practice. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you,
Jordan, to answer your question, is it technically a league? It's just a group of guys. Well, it's kind of a league, kind of not, but it's just a group of people. All they do is race for money. That's all they do. Put on great races throughout the week. Right now, Michael Wingo's in a very beautiful car, might I add. That's fastest. Not just saying that because it has my logo on it. Not being biased by no means. Let's go ahead and pull that cat up in here. If I can find him. Hey, he's not in here. Hold on. Right now, while we await a word from Michael Wingo. Right now, Kevin Tipton going back on track. The 14. We're really just under 9 minutes to go here. We'll get a couple more interviews in. Matter of fact, I know he ain't posted a lap here, but I'm going to ask. They ain't even in the session. They ain't even loaded in yet, but I'm going to ask him anyway. If we get a high look from Talladega. Let's get the 2023 PGR champion in here. John Ward, you got a copy? John Ward.
You got Wingo right now.
All right. Well, we'll drop Ward down a second. Okay, I think he's away from mine. Buddy, I'm going to say this. This might be one of the best paint jobs I think I've ever seen on your car. Definitely not being biased, and it's at the top of the board right now.
Yeah, right. I hope it stays there.
I hope it does too. But I want to ask you, tonight, how's the car feeling? How are these cars really feeling in the draft right now?
Feels real good, real good. I believe we'll be able to make a run if we stay out of the nonsense.
Calamity.
Yeah. Yep.
Of course, you were doing good the other night but it finally got you on the last lap. I want to ask you how, after a incredibly hard week for you last week, how do you rebound this week, especially with the 499 starting up this week? Like, how do you put all this bad luck behind you and just go out and keep racing?
I got to get all that stuff out of my mind, that's for sure, because it's making me want to quit doing money racing. But
oh, come on now.
you up there at the top, you seems like you get wrecked out every time, but I know that's part of it. I just got to shake that kind of crap off.
Yes, sir, buddy. It's been a very difficult week, but I want to ask you, it feels good to be at the top of the board with this car. What are you expecting tonight? How are you expecting the pack racing to be? Just what are things that you're taking out of tonight that you're finding in practice?
This is one of my favorite cars, but I just want to get up to the front. I'm not gonna sit behind. I want to get in the front and get away from all this mess.
Well, I don't think it sounds like a great idea on paper. Probably easier said than done when it comes to qualifying.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun race, though.
I've heard a lot of drivers say that already. Well, Michael, I'm going to let you jump now. Hopefully I'll be talking to you in the top 3 or hell, even the winter spot tonight.
Okay, buddy.
That's
We'll
it.
see you.
And right now, Kevin's trying to burn down his tires in the pit box.
I see that.
All right, buddy.
Yeah.
Michael Wingo, fast in practice. There went the motor. With that being said, let's see if we can't get any more out here. Omar Rodriguez Jr. on the track now. Right now, Omar sitting 4th quickest. I got you, Jordan. I got you. All right, now for Omar, I mean, he's had a great debut. Had a great start. I don't know what I'm doing over here. There we go. Had a great start, to say the least, since coming onto the scenes, but have not been able to really put together that finish that he's been wanting. All right, now as they stay in the top 10, Michael Wingo, Eric White, Zachary Harry, Omar Rodriguez, and Carl Lingo the top 5. Steve Sizemore going for the pre-spin bonus of $120. And 6, Kevin Tinton, Luke Freeman, Justin Johnson, James Waring. That is the top 10. Several drivers still have not posted a lap. Matthew Patton, Kenneth McCullough, Ambrose Knievel, Joshua McCullough, and William H. Scott Jr., Joshua Halford, Mark Von Dale, the 91 and Nathan Raji, John Ward, Rhett Tucker. We'll see if we can't get John Ward back in here again. John Ward, Garrett Jenkins up in the big. You got a copy? Try this one more time. John Ward, Garrett Jenkins up in the big. You got a copy? Well, we'll talk to John Ward a little bit later then. Who to pull up? 4.5 minutes to go in practice. Plenty of time for another interview. I'm going to do this. Ambrose Knievel, Garrett Jenkins up here in the big. You got a copy?
Ooh, what?
I knew this was going to be fun. Well, Ambrose right now haven't posted a practice time yet, but what are you expecting tonight out of how the car are going to handle in the pack race? Do you feel like it's going to be calm, cool, and collected? Or do you feel like it's just going to be every man for himself to start with?
Mr. Jimmy Bobby, I feel like I just need to keep the car clean. I mean, I know this is a bunch of good competitors out here, so I'm just need to keep the car clean, do my thing, race my race, and everything's going to be great. I'll get I'm thinking I'm top 10. We're going to see. We're going to see about that.
Well, of course, we talked to Carl Lingle. He said the one thing y'all needed to work on the most was actually finishing the races. And right now, I feel like you got a top 10 car, but at the end of it, is it pretty much every man for himself and just, well, I'll be damned what happens at the end of it?
It is. You know, I mean, we try to do, like, let's work as a team, but none of us are smart enough to actually do that throughout the whole race, so it's kind of pretty much only man for himself at the end of it, so.
All right, buddy. Well, hopefully we'll see if a blind squirrel we'll see if a blind squirrel can find himself a win and a beer after this one.
Yeah, yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Ambrose Knievel looking to finish the race tonight.
Yes, sir.
Oh, Lord have mercy. All right, now we'll focus in. Michael Wingo coming back on track right now. Eric White already ahead. But they're going to get run onto the back of Omar Rodriguez. We're going to see. I feel like it's going to be a great race. I don't think a lot of drivers are going to go in over their heads too much. Still to come tonight, MMS. Following the conclusion of this race, so it's going to be a hell of a way to end a Sunday and walk into a Monday. Well, for sure, the majority of us don't want to go to work tomorrow. Well, if you got to go to work, why not end the weekend watching HGR and MMS? Well, a minute 40 to go right now. We're going to reiterate the top 10, even though you can see them. Right now, Michael Wingo, Eric White, Zachary Harry, Omar Rodriguez, Carl Lingle. That is the top 5. Steve Sizemore, Kevin Timpton, Luke Freeman, Justin Johnson, James Waring. That will round out the top 10 for practice. Well, of course, criteria for tonight, you're going to get 5 minutes to post a qualifying lap. And afterwards, you know, if you don't post a lap, you don't post a lap, but it is what it is. We got a big deck on hand. Anywhere from 22 to 23 cars on deck tonight. Kind of a big field, to say the least. Of course, some of the notable entries that you have not seen so far on the broadcast tonight. Of course, we got the McCulloughs in here. We got Blind Squirrel Racing, Ambrose Knievel, Carl Lingle, just to name a couple. Christopher Carter's in the field tonight. Von Dale, John Ward, Barksdale, Rhett Tucker. A lot of great drivers tonight, not to mention the ones that ain't been mentioned. Danny Barnes as well. With that being said, Michael Wingo, top of the board in practice. Move immediately into qualifying. Right now, James Waring will be the first one officially to post a qualifying lap unless he gets a black flag for an unsafe pit exit or something like that. Omar Rodriguez will be second, Eric White third, Christopher Carter fourth. You'll have the 29 of Luke Freeman, the 98 of Michael Barksdale, and then Justin Johnson. All of them rolling out on track right now. Roughly about 7 guys. Of course, if you're James Waring, as he said, every race, wanting to break the winless streak, wanting it to come to an end. It's been a long time since Waring's gone to victory lane. He said every race. So I'm going to ask the question. Well, the question is, will Steve Sizemore win the pre-race bonus tonight? How does he do that? It's simple. He just got to win. That's how he will get the pre-race bonus. You can cast your vote if you feel free to. If not, well, we'll just have to sit there and find out. Right now, Waring will be the first one to post a lap at the line. Just time to beat at 54.116. It's immediately getting challenged. Eric White, top of the board. Christopher Carter, top of the board. Justin Johnson at the line, the 82. Where's he sliding in all this? Sixth quickest. Well, right now, the pre-spin winner, Sizemore now at the line. Does he take the top spot for Christopher Carter? Survey says he will. 54.044, but right now is immediately being challenged. Kenneth McCullough, the fastest to the first half of the racetrack. McCullough choosing not to cut the apron. McCullough, is it enough for the top spot? It is not by 0.02 of a second. Now Joshua McCullough, we'll look at him catching just the tail end of these qualifying runs. McCullough, P5. Kevin Timpton now. Former pole sitter for HGR. Kempton to cut the apron. Right now, it was not fast enough in the first half, but this time at the line. Timpton's lap good enough for fifth quickest. Michael Wingo with a minute to go to Rage Get It Racing Network Chevrolet at the line. 54.271. It's enough for 15th. Rhett Tucker starting his qualifying run. 69 Zachary Harry will catch him right at the line. Harry's lap. They're good enough for 12th. Well, right now, Steve Sizemore looking to hold on to the pole with 33 seconds to go. Rhett Tucker, I do not think the 33 will have enough time. I don't think he is neither. Gonna be close. Well, he is. 15 seconds as of right now for the pole position. Rhett Tucker at the line. Is it enough? It is not. Steve Sizemore will start the pre-race bonus off with a bang. Pole position, of course, we'll interview him. Man. There's motivation right there. Kenneth McCullough will be starting to his outside as well, so you're going to have a lot of stuff tonight. You got hands on, you got the Dega Pro guys, you got Blind Squirrel Racing, the MMS Racing group is in here. We'll see if we can't get the time. We'll interview both of them. Steve Sizemore, Garrett Jenkins, do you got a copy?
I got you, brother.
Well, I know every time. I know you were dreading this interview.
I was just thinking it, especially with a target on my back now.
Yeah. So I'm not going to ask that question. I'm not
Right.
going to ask that question, but I do want to ask you. In practice, we heard a lot of drivers talking about that they feel it'll be a good race, that the car's got a good draft to them. What's your take on it?
Absolutely.
What is your take on it? What's the pros, and then what are the cons to this car and how it handles?
I really like driving the Xfinity car. I think it handles well. I changed some stuff up today. I changed my steering ratio and my brake bias, and it feels a little bit more calm. It's just holding on to it when you're getting that big bump in the back. That's the big thing,
Yes,
especially towards the end of the race. But
hell bets are on.
I hope I'm there at the end of it. You know how it goes for me.
Yeah, that's why I'm not asking you that one question that I normally ask you. Every time I ask it, something happens. If it still happens tonight, I just don't need to interview you starting on pole.
Right.
But just so you know,
Well, hopefully I'm talking to you at the end of it anyway.
I hope so. But just so you know, anybody that gets the pole, I've always interviewed them right from the get-go. So
I hear you.
it ain't like I'm targeting you or nothing.
Oh, I hear you, brother.
All right, buddy. Steve Sizemore got a little bit of a bonus to get tonight. It's running off first. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you.
We're only getting one lap here, so that's really why I try to get the interview done just as early as I can. We'll roll through the starting grid for tonight. Of course, it would do that now. All right, so starting grid for tonight, just ignore the Sizemore at the bottom there. Steve Sizemore on pole, Kim McCullough second, Christopher Carter third, Michael Barksdale fourth, Rhett Tucker, Kevin Tipton fifth and sixth. Joshua McCullough, Matthew Patton, Eric White, Denny Burns. That's the top 10. Carl Lingle, Jaden Warren rounds out. Then we'll round out the fast 12. On down through the field, Zachary Harry, Omar Rodriguez, Justin Johnson, Luke Freeman. That is 13th through 16th. Michael Wingo, Joshua Halford. 17th, 18th, John Ward, Nathan Raji. 19th and 20th, William H. Scott, Ambrose Knievel, and Mark Von Dell rounds out the field. There we go. Now it's gone. Phew. So for Steve Sizemore, it's a winless. For Sizemore, it's ending a winless streak and trying to gain an extra $120 from tonight. If Sizemore does not win, then next week the pot gets bigger. Be 140. Or not even next week, the next race. Well, I'm interested to see. It's going to be fun to watch. Well, meanwhile, as they bring it down to United Rentals restart zone, Steve Sizemore, Kenneth McCullough brings them down. Christopher Carter, Michael Barksdale, third and fourth. Rhett Tucker rounds out the top five. Ladies and gentlemen, the HGR is underway. Down back straightaway, McCullough edging out slightly ahead. Sizemore fighting back on the bottom. But right now it's about as even a story as you can expect. You see Barksdale going to try to make it 3 wide already. Nobody will go win it. Barksdale's going to go back. Perhaps it's a strategy call also. Go ahead and ride in the back. Don't want to be out there in the calamity early. Well, Steve Sizemore at the line will lead the first laps tonight. McCullough, 10th and quarter. Second, third, and fourth. It's already started out pretty good already, even down the back straightaway. McCullough out with the lead down the back straightaway. Him and Tenton both clear. Sizemore, if you take the 3. Matthew Paddock, he's almost clear. McCullough and Tenton down to the bottom. Already covering. Caution is out. Zachary Harry, Michael Wingo, Justin Johnson, Ambrose Knievel is involved in it, looks like. Come on, man. Raging Idiot Racing Network. Already going through the grass. I love that car. I'm sorry. I just can't help it. Well, let's see what happens. I'm going down the back straightaway here. Looking at Michael Wingo. Right now, Wingo, he's going to try to come to the bottom. Maybe thought he was clear. Unfortunately, was not. You see Justin Johnson. How about John Ward thinking through it on the bottom? Right on board the gearbox of the 32 or the 25 cars. They've been a little bit sooner. We probably would have had it made. But unfortunately was not. I do want to take an onboard view with the 2023 PGR champion, a 7-time Intimidator Series winner, John Ward. I want to see what he saw through this. Well, there you see it, off the gas, down to the bottom. Slicing and dicing, but able to get through it. Well, this is going to really affect the strategy game more ways than one. It's going to push them all back. McCullough immediately wins the race off of pit road. As for the pole sitter, Steve Sizemore still on pit road. Several drivers were busting on pit road. 91 and Nathan Raji, John Ward, William H. Scott, too fast entering the pits is what I can tell. Under caution tonight. First one tonight involving Michael Wingo, Zachary Harry, Joshua Halford, and Justin Johnson. See what we can get. Right now, top 5 after this caution. You'll see him at top of the pylon. McCullough, Tempton, Patton, Barnes, and Carter. See if we can't get a word with Christopher Carter in this, see what he thinks. Christopher Carter, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Well, buddy, if drivers were able to get their feet wet a little bit with these cars. What's one thing that you're noticing with these cars early on in the race that could be beneficial or not beneficial as the race goes on?
Well, with the fuel situation, just trying to save as much tire and fuel you can save for this. We have a green flag pit stop right here and run this to green to the end. That's going to be the most crucial thing.
That's always a factor whenever we come up to these. It's always a factor whenever we do these super speedway races, not just in high gear, but also MMS. I wanted to ask you, though, the group of boys that you've been racing with here in HGR, how do you feel like the race has been so far tonight? Do you feel like we're on deck for another good one?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I believe it's ended up being a good one. We just got that first one out of the way, and we'll see if we can just ride around, turn some laps here, and click them off, and have a go at it at the end.
All right, buddy. Look forward to seeing it right now. Christopher Carter will be restarting 5th tonight. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you.
I say tonight, I meant for this restart. That is. Right now, Kevin McCullough's led 3 laps tonight. Steve Sizemore was able to lead 1. McCullough's going to be, well, right behind McCullough will be his MMS teammate, Danny Burns. Or Barnes, I should say, sorry. So you can expect that the MMS duo will try to get the lane control as fast as they can. Kevin Tempton to his inside for this restart. So teammates already working early. All right. 37 to go. Whenever they take the green flag, McCullough and Tempton leads them down to the United Rentals restart zone. 37 to go. Right on board with McCullough as they go up to the gears. Well, look how Barnes being very easy, very precise with how he's bumping off the corners and in the corner, down the back straightaway. Well, right now, as they run, McCullough's going to drop down to the bottom. He wants to cover the outside lane, and right now, McCullough Motorsports owns the first and second lane. I say that McCullough comes up to the top side of the racetrack, back in front of his teammate Danny Barnes. At the line, Kevin Tempton going to try to challenge it. Tempton will get it barely. Or no, he did not. Go to Kevin McCullough, his 5th lap tonight. Going to be 35 to go when they get back to the start-finish line. You see that 3rd lane already starting to get organized. Barksdale, one of them. You got Johnson back there. Michael Wingo and James Waring in that 3rd lane. That 3rd lane immediately dissipated. Barksdale once again left out to dry. Steve Sizemore trying to work himself up back front of the pack, trying to get his pre-race bonus that he can earn tonight by winning. Back straightaway, still McCullough leading. Tempton out in front for the moment. Matthew Patton and that 2nd car on the inside lane trying to make something happen with the 14, as is Christopher Carter. And that 22 Mountain Dew throwback. Right now, the outside lane's just too strong. That's pretty much what it boils down to. Right now, it's not getting real crazy. McCullough back down to cover the bottom. Right now, nothing too crazy. It's too early in the race to really be making it 3 and 4 wide. You'll see it a lot more conservative here versus BDS. Right now, a few of you guys voted the polls tonight. Will Steve Sidemore win the pre-race bonus? 5 voted, 60% yes, 40% no. 60% of you guys think tonight's the night Steve Sizemore returns to victory lane. Well, right now, Sizemore running in a 14th spot as we stand. Get a look at the timeout system number 91 of Nathan Raji. Right now, Sidemore got a lot of work to do, but still plenty of time to get up there. Meanwhile, side by side for the lead is both the MMS duo, Barnes and McCullough. Big corner, oh! They almost wrecked it 4 wide. Still ain't got it sorted out. 3 wide, they'll finally get it sorted out. God almighty. Well, that's about as close to a wreck as you'll ever get one without it being a wreck. Let's rewind it real fast, see what happens here. Hard to really say, wow, 29 either made an evasive action or something happened with that 29 to cause all that, but to get away with it. Oh, Justin now into 30. Tell you one thing, that blind squirrel racing intro of Carl Lingle, he ain't going to take that for very long. Focus back in at the front. Well, 31 of Joshua Halford about to be lapped. Halford back on track. 6 laps down, though. Down the back straightaway. Then I'll put the 31 Halford 1 lap down. Rhett Tucker now trying to get the lead from the McCullough duo. Barnes dropped down to the bottom. Tucker now down to the bottom, covering McCullough. Eric White trying to get back up there into the mix. Behind him, you got Zachary Harry trying to make himself known in here. He's going to make it 3 wide. Nobody's going to go with it. Wanted to get back into the middle of 91, and Nathan said, no, sir. Sizemore worked himself back up into the top 10. Down the back straightaway, Tucker still holding the bottom lane. Outside lane was not able to get the run they wanted to like they normally do. Off of turn 2 this time. Right now, Tucker continuing to lead third lane, trying to get formed up when Michael Wingo and John Ward ain't heard nothing out of Ward all night. Well, now the 3x3 actually what we're seeing. We're going to pull up the pit strategy link. But right now, everybody really took the time as they are fanning out 3x3, somewhere even 4. But right now, everybody's on the same strategy pretty much. That's the key thing to take away from this. So it's priority urgency. Go ahead and get back to the front. Get the track position now. So near the green flag pit stop come, you're not in the back losing time. Michael Wingo trying to bring that third lane up. Here comes Ward with Sizemore, Waring, Johnson, and Harry. That's that third lane. Barnes, White, Nathan occupy that middle lane, as does the 29. Well, really the bottom lane, Rhett Tucker trying to pull that bottom lane back up within. Try to get side by side with Delirious Freeman in the 29 in the middle. That's what I was trying to pronounce earlier. Oh, a little bit of contact between Ward and Wingo. McCullough down to here and they keep it straight for them. No, they don't. Sizemore saves it. What a save. Johnson into the wall, however. Wingo's around. Justin Johnson, Joshua Halford, not tonight, the 31 or the 82 once. The second incident for them tonight. And all that kind of starts when Sizemore getting loose, but Sizemore had it saved. We're going to go back to the replay, really dissect it. Well, you're gonna see the save that that Sizemore had. That was awesome. A little bit of a net code maybe from the 13, we'll have to see. But right here, the 82 is going to get hit by the 13, going to get net coded by Omar, maybe a little bit of contact. Justin Johnson getting hit around like a pinball in a pinball machine. Well, let's really slow it down. Really look at it. So Waring's going to get into the wall. So Johnson's going to come down. Going to be a little bit of contact from James. From there, he's going to go down. A little bit of some net codes from Omar. He's going to try to keep it off the 7. He's going to make significant contact with the outside wall. Bam. Just going to, and then eventually he'll get behind the steering. He'll come down in front of Carl Lingle, who's been hit all over the place tonight. And from there, just lose it. Halford nowhere to go. A bad break for the 31 has turned into a bad situation, already 7 laps down. Now needing a fast repair, and it has not been the night Joshua Halford wanted. Let's go on board with Johnson here. See if we can't get the gyro cam. We can see what his hands are doing. He's trying to save it. Well, what much can you do? I mean, really, he's in the pits right now. But what more can you do? Meanwhile, let's just talk about how Sizemore saved a $120 race from going good to going bad. A hell of a save off the driver to number 8. Under our second caution tonight. 26 to go. Third time's the charm. Let's see if I can't get my field strategist in here as we'll re-rack the top 5 momentarily. John Ward, third time's the charm. You got a copy.
I got you.
I get you in here at some point. Right now, sitting fourth. I got to ask you 2 cautions to start this race. But got a little bit of a green flag run. How is this going to set up the fuel window at the end of this thing?
Fuel, it's going to be close. Everybody should make it. I don't know if there's anything on top off here, but everybody should be good on fuel from here on. Yeah, we're going to have a good race here. I'm going to try to stay up front, see what I can do.
Well, but I will ask you right now, is getting a little dicey out there 3 wide. Do you feel like drivers were just testing the water to get prepared for you tonight, or was part of it trying to get in position for that green flag pit stop if it was to come.
Yeah. The main thing, we was up there, me and Michael Wingo, trying to get track position for the pit stop coming up, and they were all just riding, so we figured we'd jump up there and try to get some track position.
Well, it worked out for you. So, well, buddy, hopefully we'll talk to you at the end of this thing. I'll let you get ready to go back green here.
All right, good luck. Thank you, man.
Yes, sir. The 2023 PGR champion restarting fourth here tonight. Well, I keep saying here tonight. Makes me so stupid. Well, that being said, top 5, Keith McCullough, Danny Barnes. MMS teammates 1 and 2, Eric White, John Ward, 3rd and 4th. Then you got down there at the bottom, if I ain't mistaken, it'll be Joshua McCullough. It is. McCullough will be restarting in the 5th spot. Well, you heard John Ward, the 3-wide deal was drivers trying to get some track position out of it. Well, it worked out great for Ward. Up to 4th. Of course, still Cutter Night MMS, August 17th. Bash at the Beach. Raging Idiot Racing Network special event. Kind of a way to end off the summer, so to speak. 200 lap super late model event. $500 to the winner based off of 60 cars. 60 cars are not joined. Obviously, the prize will go down. So the more people that can join it, the more the prize money will be up available. That's August 17th. We'll worry about that when it gets here. Restart with 25 to go and make it 24. Great start by the MMS duo. Right now, McCullough's going to be able to jump up to that outside lane if he wants it. Danny Barnes getting pushed by John Ward. A little bit of 3-wide action there, trying to get 3-wide back in that further pack containing Sizemore, Freeman, just to name a few. Meanwhile, big pack at the front here. Ward's going to try to put Barnes in the middle, and he will. McCullough up with his teammate. They covered that middle line in 3x3 again. Eric White has not lit a lap all night tonight officially. The driver, the 88, trying to get that tallied off. He's getting pushed by the other MMS teammate of Joshua McCullough. Sizemore to the grass, another save. What a save, but this time it's going to be a little bit more costly. I'm probably going to lose the draft here. Let's look at it. A little too fast for my liking. Here we go. He's going to make contact with the 14. A hell of a save by Sizemore, unfortunately. The damage being that he'll have to hook up with the 82, but more than likely they'll be lost the draft. So Sizemore in need of a caution as John Ward back at the front, trying to lead his second lap tonight. At the line, give it to Ward. Getting a great push from McCullough. Ward's going to drop down in front of the 88. He wants to block off that bottom lane. If he can do it, he'll jump back up to the outside lane because he'll know the run that will probably be coming off of turn 2 down the back straightaway. He's going to stay committed to that bottom lane right now. McCullough did not get the run that he wanted off of turn 2 to draw back even with the 12, or with the 12, with the 92. Going to be 21 to go here when they get back to the line. The only driver not in contention at the moment will be the 31 of Joshua Halford, 7 laps down. Right now, a couple of drivers have lost the draft. Best thing they can hope for is the caution. Well, the one thing these drivers do not want to see is the caution. Now back straight away. You're looking at the main pack right now. They all consist of the front two of Ward and McCullough all the way back to the 99 of Rhett Sutton. That is the lead lap guys. You see Joshua Halford back there in that yellow and blue Wrangler car right now. 7 laps down, just riding for the moment. Side by side for the lead, John Ward will lead his 4th laps tonight. Keith McCullough has led 13 laps tonight. Both drivers really know how to get it done. You see Carter, Wingo, and Tucker now trying to make that 3rd lane, form back up. Right there doing a hell of a job in doing it. Right now up to about the 5th car on the middle lane. Well, of course, without any more cars than 3, that 3rd line is dead in the water. They're not going to make much ground. They need more cars. They'll need probably Waring. The 91, they'll pretty much need every car in front of them just to get up there to the front. You see Waring's going to take a chance. James Waring up to the 3rd lane in front of Christopher Carter. The 13 tired of riding around. Look at the difference it makes. 4 cars in that outside lane, they're immediately able to jump right up. Right almost side by side with the leaders. Down the back straightaway, Waring has not led a lap tonight neither officially. Ward drops back just a tiny bit on the bottom lane, able to draw back even as they'll enter the 3rd corner. But right now, John said he's pretty sure that all of them can make it to regulation at least. It just depends how much have you saved, how many times you come in the pit under the first 2 cautions. Well, right now everybody's on an 8-lap stint, 7 to 8 laps at the line. Gotta give it to John Ward that time. Well, Ward able to surge back out in front for a moment. However, I don't find it necessary to block all 3 lanes. You see Waring almost came down to the 03 of McCullough. Michael Wingo getting all kinds of turnaround in that 4th lane. 4 wide. They'll immediately settle it back down to 3. Close call by the 25 of Wingo. But right now that 3rd lane has crumbled. They need to get reorganized or bail back to the middle temporarily. You see Carter, that green and white Mountain Dew car, back to the middle lane. He'll jump back up to the top. Well, that 3rd lane ain't going to fade away. It's just going to get the cars again and get back up there. Well, by the end of this thing, trust me, they'll be up there. Let's actually look at the 25 Michael Wingo. We'll go on board the roll bar camera. See exactly what he sees as they storm down the back straightaway with a huge run. All the way up to the front. James Waring, is he able to get cleared? Not quite. Needs about another inch or more. A little bit of contact between. They're almost wrecking. Good Lord. Waring wanted to get down in front of Ward. He wanted to be clear, needed about another inch. However, it kills that 3rd lane's run all over again. Got to completely restart from scratch. You see John Ward able to drop down to the bottom lane again, cover Eric White, McCullough, and Barnes trying to pull MMS back up to 1 and 2. You got the other MMS entry, Joshua McCullough on the bottom, 3rd car in line. See that 4th lane coming back up. You see Luke Freeman's going to cover Kevin Tempton, Waring, Wingo, several others. 16 to go, going to be 15 at the time. Sense of urgency if you're riding in the back, you're really wanting, you're needing to get up there. You're needing to go to get in track position now. That's why they're jumping 3 wide. Well, the longer you wait, the less time you have. If you're 15th or 16th, they almost got turned. Nathan Raji, that 91 almost got turned. The winner from last week. See, oh, Red Tucker to walk. There they go. Wingo gets slammed. Michael Wingo sliding to a stop. Caution is out. You saw Von Dale was involved in it. It all started when Rhett Tucker got into the wall. Hard to say if the 91 maybe put him up there. We'll have to go back and look. Man, if you're Michael Wingo, what a bad break. Wingo's been involved in just about every crash. Not all of them his own doing over the last couple of weeks. Definitely not all of them. Well, let's see what happens here. This is one of them as well. Hard to say. Maybe a bit of a bad block. You see Tempton in there. Joshua Halford, another one. Barely sweet story. I want to go look at the 91 and the 99, and I want to see if this is the result of the push that the 99 of Tucker gave. Because I just find it hard to believe that it'll just get loose like that. We'll fast forward here. Okay, go down to the slow motion camera. Right here, the run's coming. You see the run. Kind of off-center. Kind of line up with that bumper. Maybe it's got a little bit of wheel in it whenever he gives him a shot. That little bit of wheel probably knocks the 99 sideways from there. Tempton. Nothing he can do. Tempton is going to go for a slide. He'll get Von Dale in this. Another McCullough Motorsports driver in that 59. There has been a war. Well, it ain't really been a war, but definitely starting to become a racing attrition. The more we get down, you saw how they were racing, the intensity picking up. We're right on board with Michael Wingo through this. Or no, this is Mark Von Dale. But really, you look at this camera. Maybe he thought I'm going to make it, and then he didn't. The important thing right here is not to roll that engine backwards. Let's go on board with the 99 through this, and I want to see how this unfolds from the nose cam. Rhett's going to make it through there pretty much unscathed. Really, it's just hard to say why that car would cock sideways like that after a push. I don't drive these jokers enough to know. All right, last one. It will be Michael Wingo this time. There's going to be an innocent bystander in this. Going to get slammed. Hard off the inside wall. If you're Michael Wingo, you either have bad luck or no luck. Been a story for a lot of drivers throughout the summer. Right now, top 5 as they run: John Ward, Eric Wright, Kenneth McCullough, Danny Barnes, and Joshua McCullough. 3 of the top 5 occupied by McCullough Motorsports. Right now, Danny Barnes, I believe he just made a pit stop, came into the pits. Now Barnes slipped back in the 6th spot, so right now Rodriguez. Okay, never mind. Now we're getting it straightened out here. I'll tell you a big break. This turns out to be a big break for Steve Sizemore, Justin Johnson, Ambrose Knievel, them Michael Barksdale. They had all lost the draft at one point during this last green flag run. A massive break for all of them, including Sizemore. Right now, the 3 and Matthew Patton 1 lap down. Joshua Holfer still 7. That'll lead 21 drivers on the lead lap in contention to win this race. From John Ward all the way down to Christopher Carter. A 15 lap stint. Top 13 stayed out. So either the top 13 are banking that there's no overtime or they're good for overtime. From 14th on down, kind of hard to say. Well, 14th on down, they know that they are good till the end. Ward and White brings them down to the restart zone. 11 to go. Well, White with an excellent restart down the back straightaway. You see Knievel all out of shape. They're raking again. Wingo, Scott. Like on Wingo. Come on, man. Not been a good night for the 25. We saw Ambrose Knievel get sideways off of 2. We'll have to see what the issue was. Go ahead and rewind it here. We'll get a far chase look on it and see what happens. You see Kevin Tinton is going to look. A little bit of contact. Got off center. That'll send Knievel up into the wall. From there, Rhett Tucker gives it to the back of the 25. You see William H. Scott, an innocent bystander. Right there. See Knievel trying to hang on to it, but from there I think Wingo let up a little bit for Tucker, or let up a little bit not knowing if Knievel was going to come back down track. Rhett Tucker clearly didn't see it. Well, how can you not? I mean, you got the 04, he's going to go up into the wall. Natural instinct is going to do just that right there. It's going to come back down. Wingo lets up just a little bit. Tucker not able to see it in time and just into the back of the 25. William H. Scott, an innocent bystander in this. I guess I'll do one more. I'll start one more poll, and I promise that'll be the last one for HGR tonight. Trying to interact with a lot of you best I can. Right now, top 5, Eric White, John Ward. Both the McCulloughs, Joshua and Kenneth, and Danny Barnes. Pretty much top 5 has not changed the last 4 or 5 laps-ish. No matter what, it's actually been a fairly entertaining race. Obviously, a couple cautions here and there, but it's not been that bad of a race. It really hasn't. Cars on pit road: Christopher Carter, Michael Wingo, William H. Scott, Matthew Patton. We got to expect Wingo and Scott taking damage. We can get one of the McCulloughs real fast. Actually, get Danny Barnes. Danny Barnes, Garrett Jenkins up here in a bit. You got a quick copy?
Yeah, what's going on?
Oh, not a whole lot. Up 5 spots from where you started. We've been seeing the MMS teammates working really well up here in the top 5. Is there a game plan or a strategy going forward with these next handful of laps to go?
No, the strategy is just going to be trying to get to the front and stay in the front and see if we can win this thing and at least get all 3 of us through there. So we'll see what happens.
Well, buddy, it's been a great race for you tonight. You've led.
Yeah, you like my new paint?
Oh, I love it. It looks awesome. I will say this, and then I'll drop you back. You always do have some of the best paint jobs I've seen. I know a lot of drivers bring out paint jobs, but that's a very nice one. I like it.
760 graphics, Heath Joe.
760 graphics. All right, buddy. Tell him I said it. He did a good job, and you've been shown well tonight.
I appreciate it. We're going to see what we can do with this.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you. Danny Barnes restarting in the 5th spot. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you.
Right now, when we send up, when they take the green flag, it'll be 7 laps to go. If you're anybody in the back, now is the time. You got to make your move. I understand a lot of drivers have been. You see Steve Sizemore off the wall. Not sure what's happened to the 8. Slow on the outside wall. Not sure what the deal is with the 8, but he's going to get caught back up here. It looks like back up to speed. Don't know how bad the toe's knocked out now. But like I said, if you're the drivers in the back, now is the time. Even though you may be involved in 2 or 3 wrecks tonight, doesn't matter. This is the time now that you need to hurry up, make your moves, forget the cautions, forget everything that's happened in this race. It's crunch time. Money's on the line. Money, bragging rights. You keep the bragging rights for a day. Not sure what they're trying to do with the 8 of Sizemore. He's trying to get his spot back or not. It's going to be interesting to see. They will let him back in. It'll be an organized restart. White Ward brings them down. Going to be 7 laps to go from Talladega. A great jump by Ward, about the best one you could ask for. However, it's just not enough to clear. White back down to the bottom now. Eric White's left 5 laps tonight. Joshua McCullough pushing the 88 down the back straightaway. The 03 of McCullough pushing John Ward. We're again dicey again. Starting to try to go to form. Oh, Kevin Tipton's going to get turned. Tipton gets turned. There's more wrecking. They're wrecking everywhere. Michael Wynn goes in it again. Nathan Raji and Joshua Halford, and by God, well, 91 and Nathan immediately toes back. The car 2 damage. Joshua Halford the same way with a fast repair gone for the 31. The night is done. Michael Wingo, massive damage. Let's see how this one plays out here. Matt, good God. It's a wonder the whole rear end ain't ripped out in them cars. Well, let's see what happens now. All right, well, we're going to set it up going down the back straightaway. I actually want to look at the 91. I believe that's where it's going to originate from, somewhere. As they go down the back straightaway. Well, Tipton's going to get a big run. A bit of a checkup effect. That's going to force them 3 wide. A little bit of contact to 14. You see the 14 kind of bodies the 91. 91 comes down, hooks the 14, right hooks him. Hard to say if it's intentional or not. I doubt it is. Well, of course, when the 91, you know, obviously the 14's dooring him a little bit. The car's probably getting out of shape right there. Pit of contact, even bigger right there, bigger. 91's, that's just hard to say. It really is. It's super speedway racing. You don't know how far behind. You really do not know how far behind on steering they are. Let's see if we can't get it where with Kevin Tipton. Kevin Tipton, Garrett Jenkins up here in the B. Got a quick copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you, man.
Well, buddy, we just looked at the replay. Kind of hard for me to really tell what went on there. What was your take on things coming off of turn 2 down the back straightaway?
Well, we're sitting in the back of the pack, and we got single-digit laps left, and I mean, we got to make something happen. So, yeah, I split him, and then he got all pissed off, and he turned me. So, it's just a pussy move, but what can you say?
Well, honestly, with a handful of laps to go, I know you've got a fast pair right now. Are you just waiting for the towing to finish?
No, I didn't have a fast pair. I had to use it earlier, so I'm cooked.
All right, buddy. Well, we hate to see it from you. Strong night tonight from the 14. Appreciate your time, buddy. Hopefully we'll be able to talk to you under better circumstances next time.
I appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Kevin Tipton, done for the race. And we will apologize. I will apologize for the language there. Well, right now it's not being scored as a green-white checkered yet. We'll go ahead and end the poll here, so we'll see what the results are from it. 50-50. 50% yes, 50% no, so. Well, that being said. Top 5 as they run. Ward, White, McCullough. Ward, White, McCullough, Rodriguez. So nothing's changed, really. Well, if you're John Ward, you're the biggest mover in the race. You're 1 away from tying the most laps led with Kenneth McCullough. Of course, a lot of drivers trying to carry momentum into SummerSlam 499 week. Try and carry as much momentum as they can. They're going to need every bit to get through all the heat races from Thursday to Saturday, and then the main event on Sunday. Not this Sunday, but next Sunday. Not going to want to miss it. The best super speedway racers that iRacing has to offer. The biggest race of the summer, the biggest money race of the summer. It'll be live on PGR Esports. You're going to see a lot of these drivers, if not all of them, competing for that. Just trying to get into that. Just trying to get into the 188 lap feature is going to be extremely hard. But we'll have to see. Well, we'll worry about that when the heat races start Thursday and all that. Right now, you got John Ward, Eric White, 1 and 2. You got both the McCulloughs of Kenneth and Joshua. Danny Barnes starting in 6th. Omar Rodriguez has had a solid night tonight, has not led any laps, but has hung in that top 10 the majority of the night. Carl Lingle's been beat around like a pinball machine. He's hanging tough in the top 10. Waring's had a quiet night. Steve Sizemore trying to rally back, trying to get the $120 bonus if he can win tonight. Still to come, MMS. Broadcast with it will begin at 10 o'clock. All right. You got White. You got 2 Dega Pro cars. You got 3 McCullough Motorsports cars behind you. You got 1 Blind Squirrel entry of Omar Rodriguez in the top 6. You also got another Blind Squirrel entry in Carl Lingle in that gold number 30. 3 to go. Let's finish it. Great start by Ward. Actually going to be clear with a great push from McCullough. White slipping back. Omar's going to move up into 3rd. Down the back straightaway. Well, how about that? Sizemore and Waring making the 3rd line work. They're going to get the 3 of Patton with them. Probably Tucker as well. Going to be 2 to go in there to get back to the line. No more giving. You're just going to take everything you see when you can. See if it's going to pay off or it's not. 3rd line falling apart. Sizemore and Waring going to go backwards here. McCullough up to the middle. He'll find his son, Joshua McCullough. 3 by 3. Contact at the front. 2 to go. 4 wide through the tri-oval. What a run. And how about Luke Freeman? Oh, he's going to get turned. There to go. The big one. Freeman, McCullough. Lost my voice, for Christ's sakes. Steve Sizemore, massive damage. Rhett Tucker, massive damage. And we'll be going to overtime. Well, you knew it was coming. We've seen all the little small crashes tonight. This is definitely the big one. Well, let's look at it, see what really happens here. We'll dissect it. So you see a great run that Freeman gets. Almost to the lead this time. He's thinking maybe he's clear, but he's not. The run it was a great run, but just not big enough. Look at Kevin McCullough upside down. A little ballerina dancing there. That 03 all over the place. Spinning on his back. Flipping. Another look at that. That was off. We saw the other night Aubrey Thompson get about 50 feet in the air, what it seemed like. McCullough trying to outdo him. Right here. It was a great run. Just not needed a little bit more to be clear. We've seen it off and on night. You see McCullough pirouetting through the air. Well, he's seen several times night. We saw earlier with James Waring, he wanted to get to that bottom, but it was just not. He knew that it was not going to be clear. I think Freeman thought that he will have it enough that maybe they would lift. Let's ride on board with Kenneth McCullough through this. This is going to be awesome to watch. Gives me vertigo near about. From Steve Sizemore camera. Well, really, if you're Sizemore, nowhere to go. It'll immediately get ricocheted and then into the inside wall. Mike and Wingo made it through that. Finally, we'll get a great look at it from Luke Freeman. We'll see just how much more he needed. We'll go to rewind it here. Hangs there just once. That obviously not clear. Well, it's coming to 2 to go. You're wanting. See a hood go flying. And I mean, you're wanting to. This is probably your only shot at it with that third lane, being how hard the third lane's been to. Really. How the third lane's. It's been so hard to get that third lane to pull up there with just 3 cars. You know the third lane will dissipate as fast as what it starts. Probably what Luke's thinking. This is my one shot at it. Matter of fact, let's see if we can talk to him. Luke Freeman, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy?
What's going on, man? I got a copy.
Well, buddy, was that the last? Did you feel like that was your one attempt to get to the lead and stay there? What was going through your mind with a hell of a run out of Tri-Oval?
You know, to be honest, I thought that was going to be the, I thought we were making the green run there to the end. I tried to make the move there at the end, and when I got around him, my spotter said 1 inside. Apparently there was 2, and I believe I came down onto somebody. I don't know who it was, but I believe I said my apologies either way. Whoever it was, whoever I came down into, I apologize for that one. That one was definitely on me, but starting back here, I think in what, 16th. I'm going to see what I can make happen here off the restart.
All right, buddy. Well, best of luck to you. Hopefully we'll talk to you in this thing. Will not be a first time seeing somebody come from outside top 15 to win in 2 laps.
I appreciate you, man. Seeing if I can make it happen.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you.
Thank you, thank you.
That was Luke Freeman's side of things. All right. Looks like as far as the last vote goes, 50% of y'all was right. This is the first of 3 green-white checkers. 1, 2, and 3. John Ward has led 18 laps tonight. Second through third, Omar Rodriguez, Joshua McCullough, Carl Lingle have not led a lap tonight. Eric White's led 5. It's a brand new top 5 for the most part. Well, Carl Lingle would be the only exception into the top 5. But right now, you got a Dega Pro in first, a Blind Squirrel Racing in second, McCullough or MMS. Yeah, MMS in third, another Blind Squirrel. Actually, Blind Squirrel's going to be starting 1-2 on the outside here. I know Ambrose got to be proud. Ambrose Knievel back there in the back in that red and white 04 right behind Christopher Carter in that retro Mountain Dew car. 2 to go. If you thought the race has been intense before, oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. I'm going to try and keep my voice intact here. Been losing it over the last couple of days. We're going to see how it works out. 18 drivers in contention here. We're rolling. Omar, not a great start for the 7 at all. What does that do? That'll set up Joshua McCullough to try to utilize the outside the best way that he can. You see Johnson and Scott try to make the third line work already. It is a 4-car single file off of turn 2. Well, you see Omar and Lingle, Blind Squirrel trying to make something happen with that third lane. How about Mark Von Dale was involved in an incident a few laps ago trying to make something happen with Rhett Tucker. 4 wide. Off of 4. They get it back to 3 for the moment. Going to go 3 again. Omar stuck in the middle. There they go. God almighty. Omar's going to make hard contact with the wall, and caution is out. Omar immediately put toes in. He knows his night's done. It'll be a second overtime attempt, and really, I believe what I saw, I believe the 7 just got put in a spot that he did not want to be in, trying to get out of it. Unfortunately, just was not the case tonight. And really right there, the 3 of padded will make it almost 4 wide. From there, he really seemed like he does not know where he wants to go. Unfortunately, McCullough comes up and occupies that lane. Ambrose Knievel, massive hit into the rear to 7 from there. Just finishes the 7 off. Probably lost all oil pressure and water pressure there. Car was probably not going to go nowhere. And he immediately just toes back to the pits. We can get Omar in here. I know he's in one of these chats. Well, as a matter of fact, he has actually left his respective chat, so we will not be getting an interview with Omar Rodriguez Jr. Well, it'll be the second of 2 overtemps. Second of 2 green-white checkers. Well, if anybody wants to, they ain't got to. But if anybody feels free, feel free to shout out your favorite driver that HGR has to offer, whether it's the McCullough Motorsports Group, if it's a Dega Pro Group, Blind Squirrel, or any of the other teams. You can shout out your favorite driver, and if you feel bold, you can choose the winner. Or predict the winner. We'll see if you're right. Because right now, at the top 5, John Ward's led 21 laps. But the McCulloughs have been at the front the majority of the night. Joshua has. Zachary Harry's worked himself up into the top 5. So has Michael Barksdale. Eric White stayed at the front the majority of the night, led 5 laps. A lot of favorites. Drivers out of the race. Omar Rodriguez out. Danny Barnes is out. Steve Sizemore. The $120 bonus in the pre-spin curse will not be broke tonight. Nobody has ever won the pre-spin bonus, and it'll just keep on adding up and adding up. It was at 120 tonight. I have a lot to be at 140 tomorrow, or the next HGR event. Luke Freeman out. Kevin Tempton out. Joshua Halford out. That being said, it will leave 18 drivers on the lead lap. 17 actually, I believe. $17 drivers. That's what we have. 17 drivers to duke it out. The second of 2 green-white checkers. All I'm going to tell you, it's been an awesome race. From start to finish. For several, it's been a race they want to forget. for some, they have not been at the front the whole night. Zachary Harry, Matthew Patton, Christopher Carter was up there for a little while, but faded back to the back. He is now in position for a payout. How about Carl Lingles hung around top 10? I will say this, though. Now, lap 1, he dropped all the way to the back. It was really never heard from again up until now, but the 98, Michael Barksdale, has worked himself up into a top 5 position, if I'm not mistaken. We'll get to top 5 real briefly, and he indeed has. Barksdale's had great speed the last couple weeks. One of them knocking on the door, trying to get a win. Tell you another one that's been up there all night. I mean, Zachary, well, has not been up there all night, but since all these wrecks here survived, that would be Zachary Harry. He's been up here. Hasn't really been seen much tonight other than hanging around the top 10, top 15. But right now, Zachary in a position to make some money going into this week. Ward, McCullough brings them down to United Reynolds restart zone. Dega Pro versus MMS. Let's do it. Attempt number 2 here. Ward not able to get clear. Here comes McCullough with Harry on the outside. Well, Ward able to really try to defend him off a little bit. He's actually clear right now. He's going to try to come up. He's going to block McCullough. Oh, Harry's getting turned. There they go. McCullough's involved. Harry's involved. Just another one. Another big one. McCullough's involved in this one. No meatball yet, but massive damage done to the 03. It'll possibly be done for the night. Zachary Harry. Ah, man, that car's completely killed. Whole front end. Matthew Patton shows that he's got a meatball. I don't see much damage in the Y. I see it now. Whole front end, whole left front shaking up and down. Mark Vondale immediately back to the pits. The McCullough entry done. William H. Scott, severe damage. Another one was Ambrose Knievel. All right. Let's see what happened. Down backstretch, just a bit of an accordion effect. The 69 gets turned sideways. From there, it's just on. Take another look at it here. The product of just the outside leg hit bottleneck, probably went over to 92. Comes up. See the 69 is going to get turned sideways. Scott's already in the wall. Barksdale's going to get a piece of this. Don't know how bad that damage is from there. Matthew Patton going to make contact. 91. Nathan barely get through it. Unfortunately, Knievel will not. See if we can look at McCullough. I'm pretty sure whenever the 21 comes back off the wall, is going to collect the 03. Not been a good night for Kim McCullough. Had led the most laps at the front the majority of the night until there's some caution that sent us into overtime. And from there, yeah, I mean, it's an accordion effect. Really not much damage that I see. Well, right there is going to be an issue. So we can't talk to the 03. Gareth McCullough, Garrett Jenkins up here in the B. You got a quick copy, buddy?
Yes, sir. I got you.
Well, buddy, not tonight. has not turned to the night that it looked like it was going to. Led the most laps early in contention. How bad's the car? Is it able to get back out there, or is she done?
She's not done, but she's pretty banged up. But, you know, we run this last one out, so anything's possible if they start acting a little crazy up front. Might get squeezed in there and steal a spot.
Yeah, will not be a bad option. Of course, you got one more to go tonight. And how are you feeling about your chances in the MMS race coming up immediately following the conclusion of this one?
Yeah, gonna try to do the same thing, go out there and lead laps and try to be there at the end.
All right, buddy. We look forward to seeing it. Right now, Kid McCullough not out of the race, but the car is pretty severely tore up. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Well, that being said, top 5 as they run: Ward, McCullough, White, Lingo, and Tucker. See what we can get. See if we can't get a word with Jimmy Crow real fast. Jimmy Crow, Garrett Jr. got one quick copy, buddy.
Bad time to interview me, man.
All right. Well,
I'm not pleased. It was not a good race tonight, man. But hey, this is our 4th worst race ever out of how many we've been doing. It's
about 80.
They just didn't have their heads on straight tonight, man. But
wow.
Yeah, not a good time to broadcast me. Interview me, man. I'm not in a good mood.
All
but
right.
it happens, man. It happens. You're gonna have these every once in a while.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you could send me back down, I'd appreciate it, man.
Yeah, I got you. I'll send
Not a
myself
good
back down.
night, man. They let me down.
Yeah, I was going to ask him. Well, being that, all right. What I was going to ask him was explain the overtime, but if I remember correctly, does not matter when they wreck. They can wad it up the moment they take the green flag. They could throw the caution. Does not matter. They're racing it back regardless. I believe that's how the format goes. So, with that being said, no matter what will happen, it will end under green. The only thing I can say is, best man win. All right, now, if you look at the most laps led, you would think the best man tonight's been John Ward. He's led 26. That ain't the case. Ward's been one of the contenders all night. But you've had McCullough, you've had White up there at the front the entire night. It's going to be good. Anything's going to happen. Ward, McCullough to the United Rentals restart zone. The final attempt at green white checkered. If I ain't mistaken, it's going to end under green. We'll have to see. To get back to the white flag, it's over. Regardless of how they wreck. 2 to go, it's over regardless. They'll either race it back or they won't. Michael Wingo immediately falling back. Car too damaged to really keep up. Right now, Ward's clear. He's going to come up and cover McCullough now. Down the back straightaway. Bottom lane, not as organized as the middle lane. Down the back straightaway. White to the inside of Ward with Brett Tucker in tow. How about Justin Johnson? Have not heard nothing of him all night. Other than a couple of wrecks, but the 82's in it. Oh, Wingo gets turned. Caution is out. They're staying up to speed. They're racing it out. Does not matter. They are racing it to the end. White flag this time. Oh, White gonna get sent by Rhett. Hard into the wall for the 88. Doesn't matter. McCullough still hooked up to the back bumper. John Ward, the pace car does not matter. Oh, Johnson gets turned. Carter's involved. Well, now it's down to 3. What does the 99 do? What does the other 5 do? How is John Ward going to cover it? Down. Coming off of 4. John Ward, the 2023 PGR champion, trying to return to victory lane in HGR. McCullough looks to the outside. He will not get there. John Ward, welcome back to victory lane. McCullough second, Rhett Tucker third, William H. Scott fourth, Justin Johnson will round out the top 5. Man, what a last lap. Well, John Ward going across the line, McCullough second, Dega Pros on top tonight for race 1. John Ward, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy.
I got you.
Survival of the fittest, wouldn't you say?
Yes, sir, man. I'm out of gas. I can't even do a burnout. But that was a wild race, man. It was yellow after yellow, and then they were wrecking on the last lap. That was a wild, wild race, man.
It was intense to say the least. I gotta ask you, knowing that you're gonna be one of the ones attempting to get yourself into the SummerSlam 499 presented by PGR Esports. August 3rd, you got to go through all the heat races Thursday through Saturday. I want to ask you, does this a motivation boost carrying or going into SummerSlam 499 week?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. It's a boost. It'll help out for sure. The confidence and momentum just to getting up and, winning the race and stuff. Yeah, I'm not, it's going to give me confidence and, thinking that I could get up there. It's going to be hard, them heats and everything. It's not going to be easy at all. And also it's a different vehicle. But, yeah, it definitely gives you some boost and confidence going into the SummerSlam.
I want to ask you that we saw, honestly, I thought it was a good race. Yeah, we had some cautions, a very wild finish, 3 overtimes. It's to be expected sometimes. But what was your take on some of the racing? You were from the back to the front. Once you got to the front, you stayed there. The other thing I wanted to ask you, when the 29 of Freeman got turned, did you feel like it was over for you then? You managed to squeak through on the bottom. What was your thoughts through all that?
Yeah, my thoughts. It was just crazy. Yeah, it was in the back. It was. I had a couple of teammates. I lost the draft at the start. Messing around. I think I was on the phone. I can't remember, but one of my teammates, Michael Wingo, came back there and picked me up. He actually brought me back to the field, and we got caught up there. And yeah, I was in the front, the back. We went to the high side, and I got cleared. I forget who cleared me, but I ended up getting clear there and stayed up in the front like I wanted to stay out of all the wrecks. But yeah, and then the 22, I had to turn real sharp left to hit the apron to get away from him. I seen him turning, and I think I got a little bit of damage from, but not much. And yeah, I had to do basic maneuvers just to stay alive there. But yeah, that one got a bunch of them.
Well, Bad Fast Ward back to victory lane tonight. Is there anybody you want to thank? Friends, family, sponsors, etc. The floor is yours, buddy.
Yeah. I want to thank you for broadcasting there. I want to thank Dega Pros, Jimmy Crow for putting this on, and admins, and just everybody a part of Dega Pros and everybody coming out in the race and watching the broadcast. This is good racing, good clean racing. I know there's a lot of yellows and stuff, but I mean, this is where all the guys start coming up, and it's a lot of potential in these guys, and they're still learning and getting better every week.
Future 499 champions, wouldn't you say?
Yes, sir.
All right, buddy. John Ward, congratulations. We still got one more to go. You're going to attempt to double.
We'll see. We'll see. I'm going to try it. I'm going to try it, Garrett.
Oh, yeah, I know. All right, buddy. John Ward, your winner for HGR tonight. Looking to go back-to-back and sweep a Sunday night. Appreciate your time, buddy. Congratulations.
Yep, thank you.
Like I said, we'll get the other McCullough duos in here. Joshua McCullough, you got a copy?
Gotcha.
Well, I'll be damned. What more do you got to do? Third the last time we were on the air, second tonight. I guess the next one means you're going to be going to victory lane again, ain't you?
I'd have had a good shot of getting it on this one, but I didn't have a big enough run.
But I want to take you through tonight. It was a very intense race, start to finish. And I want to ask, is that something that is expected with these cars, being that they can really handle the draft much better than what some cars can? What was your take on tonight? A few of the cautions, and ultimately just the end of the race. Did you have a shot at it? If they didn't wreck behind you, what was the thoughts? What was the plan, really?
The plan was to try to stay clean and hold my positions up.
Oh, damn it.
Place or you can't, you got to hit them dead center, and you can't stay pushing for too long coming out the corner, or you will hook them. Coming on the backstretch, I thought I was going to get screwed when Carl Lingle got turned right there because I lost my help up top. And then good thing John jumped up to help me get closer up to him. And I wish I would have had a chance to jump out on John. I didn't have a big enough run, but I'll probably get him next time.
Well, buddy, you still got one more to go tonight. That will be aired right here on Raging Idiot Racing Network, MMS, on a Sunday night. How are you going to take what you learned from this race tonight, translate it to the next one? Ultimately, how does this boost your confidence with the 499 starting up this week, all the action plan for it? Where does this put you in the mindset to gear up for the biggest race of the summer?
The only thing I could really do is qualify, try to start up front, and do what I usually do, be aggressive and hold my position. It usually works out for me. Sometimes it don't. It just all depends on how it goes.
All right, buddy. Last question now. I'll let you go. Let you get ready for MMS. About to start. Everybody want to thank friends, family, sponsors, etc. The floor is yours.
Shout out to Jimmy Crow for putting the race on. Shout out to you for doing the broadcast. And shout out to McCullough Motorsports.
All right, buddy. Best of luck to you tonight and throughout the rest of the week. Joshua McCullough comes in second tonight. Appreciate your time, buddy.
See you.
You sound very happy. Of course. Had a great run tonight. Rhett Tucker not available for an interview right now. See if I can. Oh, Scott isn't available neither. Interesting. Interesting. All right, well, I'm going to interrupt whatever he's got going on down here. Justin Johnson, Garrett Jenkins up here in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah. Who are you talking to?
You.
Me?
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
What's up?
How are you? It's been a minute. I don't
been...
normally get called up here in the broadcast.
Well, I couldn't get third or fourth in. You were the next one down, and you're still in here, so props for sticking around.
You appreciate it, Garrett. It's been a minute. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I want to take you through the night from lap 1, or from lap 2, really. It was a caution field night for you, able to salvage a top 5 out of this, get a little bit extra money. I want to ask, just the night that you've had up and down, how are you able to stay in the race mentally after a rough start?
Key word is patience. But yes, I felt like a dart without no feathers tonight, Garrett, to be honest with you.
I can
Um,
imagine.
it was definitely frustrating. That's for sure. The first wreck of my night was with Wingo. He came down on a guy, and I had nowhere to go. And I just basically just got patience. Came in when I got my fast repair, and then got caught up in another wreck, and basically just slowly worked my way back to the front and used every opportunity I could to get my car fixed. And luckily, it worked out tonight. So I'll take it.
And I want to ask you, we saw off and on tonight the third lane, very effective if it had more than 3 drivers. I wanted to ask you, all throughout the race, we saw the third line start to form up, and then at some points it would quickly dissipate. I wanted to ask, what's the strategy really behind that, to jump up into that third lane, and then it immediately dissolves the moment it gets to the front? We saw it at the end of the race when drivers being desperate, trying to get back up to the front. But why throughout the race do we see the third lane kind of dissipate?
I think it's a lot of it is commitment, and guys aren't willing to stay up there. And anytime you're not willing to stay up there and try to make it work, it's the third lane's going to stall every time. And with my car having damage, I could never go up there and try to make it work. So my car was pretty much set for pin to be the bottom, and that seemed to be the only fastest way around for me. Everybody else seemed to have a little more luck than I did, but every time I went up there, I couldn't get enough guys to go with me. So that was frustrating as well. So
safe to say you need committed teammates to really make that line work.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got to have at least 3, 4 more or 5 guys willing to go up there and try it. It worked there about middle of the race. We pushed Ward up to the front, and then it just kind of stalled out the rest of the night.
Well, buddy, it was a very resilient, a hell of a drive for the 82, even getting involved in a wreck on the last lap, if I ain't mistaken. But you know the next question coming. Is there anybody you want to thank tonight? Friends, family, sponsors, etc. The floor is yours.
Well, I can't thank Jimmy Crow enough for doing this, and everybody that's helped with my car and little give me tips and tricks. John Ward, Jimmy Crow, of course, and Christopher Carter. He's been giving me a lot of tips and working with me a little bit tonight. So, yeah, those are the guys that have been a big help, and Jimmy for doing this. It's been a lot of fun. So, that's it.
All right, buddy. Justin Johnson, after about the worst up and down night somebody can have, will come home tonight in the 5th spot. Appreciate your time, buddy.
Thank you, buddy.
Yep. And that being said, we'll go ahead and go through the top 5 tonight. Well, not the top 5 tonight, but actually the whole field. So after a very Ward Nutrition HGR event tonight, John Ward able to stay out front, led the most laps, survived all 3 overtimes, able to get the win over Joshua McCullough. So Dega Pros first, McCullough Motorsports second, Rhett Tucker, RTR Esports comes in third, William H. Scott, Justin Johnson will round out the top 5. Matthew Patton, Michael Barksdale Motorsports will come home in 7th tonight. Michael Wingo and the Dega Pros Racing entry, Raging Idiot Racing Network sponsored, still my favorite car by the way, will come home in 8th. Kenneth McCullough 9th, Carl Lingle 10th, Eric White, Christopher Carter, Nathan Raji, James Waring, and Ambrose Knievel will round out the top 15. Zachary Harry, Mark Vondale, Luke Freeman 16th, 17th, and 18th. And on down through the remaining of the field. Omar Rodriguez Jr. had a great race going tonight. Unfortunately, will not be the result that he wanted. Danny Barnes will come home in 20th. Steve Sizemore, great run earlier after a couple of saves, being mired deep in the pack. The night would come to an end prematurely for the driver going for the pre-race bonus. Kevin Tempton will come home 22nd. Joshua Halford will come home 23rd tonight. Still to come, as a matter of fact, it's supposed to be live right now. But still to come, MMS for their race tonight. Catch all the action right here on the Raging Idiot Racing Network. Until then, I will see each and every one of you in about maybe 2 or 3 minutes. Until then, everybody be safe, have fun, and we'll see you in a few.